Imagine a young man who claimed to uncover divine truths buried for centuries, starting a movement that would grow to millions worldwide. But behind the charisma and the revelations lies a shadowy history of scandals, corruption, and failed prophecies. Today, we dive deep into the story of Joseph Smith, separating myth from documented fact and unveiling the truths you may have never heard. We're going to cover how Joseph Smith was one of the most polarizing figures in religious history. We're going to briefly preview his rise to fame, the founding of Mormonism, and the controversies that define his legacy. Stay tuned as we uncover everything from his treasure hunting scams to the false predictions that shattered his credibility. The early life and the treasure hunting scandal. You see, Joseph Smith was born into a family involved in folk magic and superstition. His father, Joseph Smith Sr., was known to practice divination and treasure seeking. As a teenager, Smith claimed to possess a seer stone that allowed him to locate buried treasures. He worked with a team of treasure hunters but never successfully found any treasure. In 1826, he was brought to trial in Bainbridge, New York, for being a glass looker, an outdated term for someone pretending to have supernatural sight. Now, during the trial, testimony revealed that Smith often convinced employers to pay him up front for his treasure digging services, despite repeatedly failing to deliver results. Critics argue that these early scams laid the groundwork for how Smith later framed his religious revelations, leveraging gullible audiences for personal gain. The Book of Mormon and plagiarism allegations. Published in 1830, the Book of Mormon claims to chronicle ancient civilizations in the Americas. However, its language mirrors the King James Bible, including errors unique to the 1769 edition of the King James Bible. A widely circulated book by Ethan Smith called The View of the Hebrews in 1823 presents striking similarities to the Book of Mormon, such as the concept of Native Americans as descendants of the Israelites. In addition to the view of the Hebrews, some phrases and themes in the Book of Mormon closely align with works by authors like Solomon Spalding, leading to the Spalding-Rigdon theory of authorship. These parallels challenge the claim that the Book of Mormon was a unique revelation from God, raising questions about its authenticity. Failed prophecies and failed predictions. Independence, Missouri as Zion, 1831. Smith prophesied that Christ's millennial reign would begin in independence. His followers purchased land and built settlements, but were forcibly expelled by locals in the 1830s, and Zion was never established. Civil War prophecy, 1832. While predicting the Civil War seems prophetic, historians note that tensions between the North and South were already well known in the early 1830s. The failure of the global war aspect of the prophecy renders it incomplete. Then there was the Second Coming timeline, 1835. In Kirtland, Ohio, Smith claimed that the Second Coming was imminent, stating it would occur within 56 years. This prophecy failed, leaving followers disillusioned. In 1843, Smith expanded his Second Coming predictions, tying them to the astronomical signs, but no such events occurred as foretold. You see, Smith's pattern for specific yet unrealized predictions contradicts biblical criteria for a true prophet. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, it says, "When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing does not happen, that is the thing the Lord has not spoken." Polygamy and Revelation controversy. By the 1840s, Smith secretly practiced polygamy, marrying over 30 women, some already married to his followers. This caused dissent even among close associates like Oliver Cowdery, who called it a dirty, filthy affair. But Smith framed polygamy as a divine commandment, threatening eternal consequences for those who resisted. Emma Smith, Joseph's wife, vehemently opposed polygamy, leading to tensions within their marriage. Historical records suggest that Joseph hid some marriages from her entirely. Critics view Smith's introduction of polygamy as self-serving, using his prophetic authority to manipulate others into compliance. Financial scandals. The Kirtland Safety Society. The Kirtland Safety Society was a non-chartered bank founded by Smith and Sidney Rigdon. It collapsed in 1837, resulting in widespread financial ruin for followers who had invested heavily. Smith blamed external persecution for the bank's failure, but court documents reveal that he continued to issue notes despite knowing the bank was insolvent. Smith fled Kirtland to escape legal charges of banking fraud, relocating the church headquarters to the far west, Missouri. Ultimately, the scandal damaged Smith's reputation, causing defections from the church and further accusations of fraud. Power and control. The Nauvoo period. Smith's role in the Nauvoo extended beyond religion. He was mayor, military leader, and acclaimed theocratic authority. His growing power alarmed both local governments and former followers. The Nauvoo Expositor, published in 1844, exposed Smith's polygamy and political ambitions. His order to destroy the printing press sparked outrage and led to his arrest. Smith even declared himself a candidate for president of the United States in 1844, further polarizing public opinion. Critics argue that Smith's consolidation of power showed a shift from spiritual leadership to authoritarian control. The Martyrdom. Smith's violent end. At Carthage jail, Smith and his brother Hiram were attacked by a mob. While LDS narratives frame this as martyrdom, historical accounts confirm Smith used a smuggled pistol to shoot attackers, killing at least 2. Smith's last words, "O Lord, my God," are believed by some to be a Masonic cry for help, raising questions about his ties to Freemasonry. Smith's violent end reflects the volatility of his leadership and the consequences of his controversial actions. Legacy, the aftermath, and division. Following Smith's death, the LDS movement fractured. Brigham Young led the majority westward, but splinter groups like the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, now Community of Christ, rejected many of Smith's practices. Today, Mormonism faces ongoing scrutiny over its origins and Smith's character. Documents released by the LDS Church in recent years, such as the Joseph Smith Papers, have reignited debates about the authenticity of as a prophet. Joseph Smith claimed to be the mouthpiece of God, yet his life was marked by failed prophecies, questionable ethics, and profound controversy. Was he a prophet, a fraud, or something in between? The evidence speaks for itself. If you found this deep dive into history thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about Joseph Smith's legacy?